Talk to me,
Hello there, welcome to Purpose Wednesday. I'm Latasha Morgan, certified Christian life coach, certified professional life coach, board certified master Christian mental health coach, and a whole lot of other goodies, y'all. I've had an amazing day, and I pray that you have had an amazing day as well. I also pray that every day to come is even greater and more amazing than the one before. Listen, we are on a great and wonderful another beautiful Purpose Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Genesis chapter 1 verses 16 through 19, continuing of course with Genesis chapter 1. Our theme for tonight is embracing your light, sun, moon, and stars in purpose. Genesis chapter 1 verses 16 through 19, the King James Version reads as follows. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So what does this mean as it relates to me and purpose? So, like I said, we're continuing from last week. So we looked at last week how God created the lights in the heavens to bring order, signs, seasons, days, and years. And we learned how that speaks to our purpose. But in Genesis chapter 1, verses 16 through 19, we see how God didn't just create the lights, but he gave them a certain role, a position, and influence. So when we look at the sun, moon, and the stars and how they were created to shine in their place, their God-given place, I want you to see how God has created you to operate, to shine in your position, in your place, in your role, with your influence. Let's get to it. Let's go to work. Let's get to work. So, two great lights, greater and lesser. God made the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. The sun then represents those called to shine with strength, wisdom, and leadership, with strength, vision, and leadership. The moon represents those who reflect God's light, shining in dark seasons and bringing calm encouragement. Remember, some of us are like the sun, and then there are those of us who are like the moon. Both are vital and both are important for the survival of humans on earth or people on earth. So the same goes for us. Just because your job or your purpose in this world may not be as big or great as someone else, don't compare yourself to someone else's light. Don't compare yourself to someone else's purpose, someone else's position, influence, or their role, because everybody's role is important. Yours may not be big as the person next to you, but it's still important because it's important to the person that you're supposed to be reaching. Their life is important, even if it's just one person that God has called you to reach, even if it's two, even if it's just your local community and not on a worldwide stage. He is still calling you, and it's still important. Remember that in order for the moon to shine, it needs the sun. In order for us all to shine, we're going to need each other. If the greater light is out, the lesser light is out also. And if the lesser light does not operate, then there'll be total darkness, right? If the greater light is gone, there's total darkness and people can die. So guess what? Without you, without your purpose, without the thing that God has placed in you, that beautiful thing, that message, that whatever that is, that idea is necessary for the life and the maintaining of life here on earth. All right, I want you to remember that. Now let's move into the stars. And he made the stars also. Stars may seem small compared to the sun, but they are countless and have guided travelers for centuries, and that's true. Spiritually, stars represent individual calling. Each one shines uniquely in the night sky. But together, when they come together, they form constellations, showing the power of community purpose. Listen, even if you feel like you're shining alone, even if you think that your light is small, you're guiding somebody. Somebody needs your guidance so that they can get to the place they've been destined to be. Your consistency, your showing up, your operating in your purpose matters to the person that needs the guidance. Listen, now you have God set them in the firmament. He put them in place. God placed each light in position. The sun, the moon, and stars didn't decide on their own where they were going to go, but God placed them there. So now if we look at God setting you in place, you're in position, you are where you are, not randomly, not just by happenstance, but on purpose. You're in the family, the community, the generation you are on purpose. You're in the time that you're in on purpose. God does nothing outside of purpose. He has a plan in mind. And you are his plan that he has set in place and position. Don't despise your placement. Don't look and compare yourself to someone else's placement. But God has set you there to shine. Do that. All right? You're in the right place. Hey, tell somebody, knock. I'm talking to you. You're in the right place. So stop trying to get into somebody else's position. We always say, I wish I was here. I wish I was there. I wish I was on a huge stage, or I wish I was in this place. Maybe if I had have done this or done that. Yeah, you're where God put you. Be content where you are. Do what he's called you to do. Stop worrying about everybody else's business. That ain't none of your business. You handle your business that God has placed you in. You do you, boo. You do the job that he has set for you. I understand that, because trust me, I want to be farther than where I am. But I'm where God placed me for a reason. There's something I need to learn. There's something I need to get so that I can be able to give people what God has given me. Whether you're in constant, whether you feel like you're poor, or whether you feel you don't have enough, whether you feel like you do, but still there's something missing. Listen, go ahead and hit your little stop button and go on to God and, do your thing. You're where God wants you to be. All right. Just thought you needed to know that. But let's move along. So, to rule and to divide light from darkness. The sun rules the day, the moon rules the night, and together they separate light from darkness. Spiritually, purpose gives us authority and influence. Your light helps others distinguish between hope and despair, truth and lies, God's way, the devil's way. When you walk in purpose, your life becomes a testimony that helps others see clearly. See, the things you experience, it's going to bring some light to somebody else in their dark place. The things you experience, the test that you've gone through, will be a testimony for someone else that's going to bring them through. That will show them that God can do. You don't know what God can do until you know what God can do. So, and God saw that it was good. After positioning the lights, God stepped back and said, "Ooh, child, that look good. Looks good, really good. You're in the right place. If I could just move you just a little bit." No, he didn't say that. He didn't say, "Oh, I don't think you just in the right spot. Just let me move. You don't look like this over here, so let me move." No, he didn't say that. He said it is good. God called it good. This shows, spiritually, that when you live true to your design, whether as a sun, moon, or a star, God sees it and calls it good, because you're operating in what he has positioned you to do. You're operating in the influence he's placed you in. You're operating. Now, it's one thing to be in position, to be in place, to be in influence. But if you never operate, and if you never do, what's the point? You see what I'm saying? You have to be operating so that he can call it good. Your faithfulness in purpose that pleases God. And he can say, it is good. So that when you get to him, he can say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of the Lord. Listen. Now, we've talked about being in the right place, being the sun, moon, or the stars. That God has placed us in a position and influence for a purpose. It's not by happenstance, and it's not just simply done just because. He has a plan and a purpose in mind. And that plan and that purpose includes you. It's up to you to embrace it. Listen, I want you to reflect on 3 questions. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Am I embracing the light God made me to be? Whether I'm a sun, moon, or star. Or am I comparing myself to other people? Do I recognize the importance of where God has placed me? Or do I struggle with contentment in my position? How can my light this week help someone else? Separate light from darkness. I'll tell you those questions again that you need to ask and reflect on. Am I embracing the light God made me to be? Whether you're sun, moon, or star. Or am I comparing myself to others? 2, do I recognize the importance of where God has placed me? Or do I struggle with contentment in my position? 3, how can my light this week help someone else separate light from darkness? Look, thank you so much for watching Purpose Wednesday. And honey, I hope and I pray that in some way or some form, God has spoken to you through this Purpose Wednesday message. Listen, I want you to also get ready for the Majestic Talk Show coming to TikTok Live next week. And it is a testimony edition. And we're going to be doing every first through third Thursday of the month, okay? So, and we'll continue with fourth Thursday for Purpose Wednesday. I mean, not Purpose Wednesday, I'm sorry, but the Majestic Talk Show, as we always schedule it live on YouTube, of course, the actual podcast show. But thank you so much for watching Purpose Wednesday. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.
Talk to me.